Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another wonderful episode of Minecraft Single Player Survival. Anyways, today we are back at the, spawn location of the area, and today we are going to begin tearing down houses. So this house is going to go, this little dock over here is going to go to our old fishing hut, and we're going to replace it with buildings that kind of fit the style that we have going on over here. So this episode we're also going to be building, partially built houses and maybe one house that is fully done. That way we have something to actually live in over here too. And I just figured it's probably best to do so. So while we're at it, let's get started and start digging down these houses. Anyways, everyone, we have tore down the buildings. I previously stated that they were both houses and this one was not a house. I guess it could end up being one if we wanted to, but no, that was not going to happen. So we're going to get started now, and that is going to be us building a few of the houses, aka the settlement. Now, these houses aren't supposed to be fully complete. I don't intend on building any of these houses to be like a full house. Now, there may be one later down the road that ends up being a actually finished house, but the idea is for this to be like a new settlement. That's why we kind of had the wagon / cart up there, where it's transporting new materials to bring to the area, and it's kind of starting like a whole new life down here, and just showing that things are changing. And we will probably end up switching up what we're going on here. The wheat field is just a temporary thing, so it shouldn't be that too big of a deal. And I think we should get started now. If I can get the right blocks going, we do not need those most definitely, as we're going to be building, so why not? Now, we are still going with the typical design that we have been going with for quite a while now, which is, the very oaky builds that we've been doing. And that's been fine in my opinion. I don't think anybody really has a problem with that. Everybody's been liking it from my knowledge. So we're just going to keep at it. While, I also did cut down a bunch of trees. I'm pretty sure you guys weren't able to really tell like where it really came from. But I did cut down a bunch of trees because I wanted to make sure that we were going to have enough logs for this. As we've been using a lot, and I mean a lot, for all the builds that we have been doing. And I've just wanted to make sure that we're going to be doing well. And I think like all the wood that we have in my inventory right now is what I got from cutting down trees just in that one little patch over there, which was really neat. Now, I do need to expand on what we're going to be doing over there, so we need to plan something out for that area. And I think we'll end up being fine in the end for that. And I break you. Not used to having my inventory arranged like that with the food. We can do that, I guess. It does not look that bad. And we should switch that out with something else. That way, we're not really wasting our inventory slots. And yeah. So I think for this far of the build, we're just going to get a good bit of it done. So like, we're going to get like maybe the second floor started, and then we're going to call it that part on this build. And it should be fine, I think, in my opinion at least. And then in other area, I also intend on not this episode, but maybe next episode, we might look into making a mine over there. I'm not too sure how it would look. It is going to be a medieval mine, so it should be fine in my opinion. Let's see, but I do have a lot of ideas for that, as we do need a mine. That's something I've been wanting because I want to go more mining, and I do have a ton of minerals that I could use to make it pretty, as you guys already saw. Where is it at? This chest? Yeah, so all that's what I've been collecting for that area over there, because I feel like it would be nice to have more of a custom mine than what what you see on YouTube, where it's just kind of laid out grid, and I think it would look better that way. I don't know, that's just me though. And let's see, are we doing this correctly? Yes, and then I believe we're going to end up placing a log right here, and that should be right. And then we can have this run across, not run around, because why would it run around? That's just odd. And let's see, and I think next episode or during a stream, we're going to go to the end, so that should be nice too, as we are in dire need of shulker boxes in my opinion, as I'm kind of making it where my ender chest is kind of the storage system for everything, and that would be nice. So I have no clue, as we don't really have a house either, so that kind of prevents a storage system from really happening, in my opinion at least. So I think it would be good, but that is just me. I don't know, because I mean, I've seen a lot of YouTubers where they convert their where they use shulker boxes as their main like storage system. So like all the Hermitcraft members, I think for a good part, use a ender chest as their main storage. So like Exuma, I believe, Mumbo. I know White's doing it. I mean, he's not a part of Hermitcraft though, but he's doing it. I started using it for a good part of Afterlife. I mean, not to the great extent that Hermitcraft is doing with it, but at some point I think I'm going to try to push for that, but maybe not with the way that they've done it, where it's just like all of their stuff, but like really important stuff I think I should do. And let's see, window here, so that's nice. And then we're just going with our typical pattern once again, so it should be decent. And let's see, place that across, if I can do that correctly. And I think we're going to add another house right next to it, and that one's probably going to be a little bit closer to the road, that way it's kind of staggered in a way. And let's see, go back to placing this, because that's what we need to do. And we got you. And we need to make some more stairs. I should really just make a bunch, just convert all of these into stairs, because that's still probably not going to be enough, but for the build I think it will be enough. And place them all across like that. And then we can place our blocks and stairs, do that, if I can place correctly. And that way we have the first floor basically done. And I think for the little bit that we're going to do for the second floor, we're just going to place like another 2 blocks higher. That way it's just sort of complete and then sort of not complete. Even though that doesn't really make sense right there, what I just said, but we're going to make it that way. It looks like it's more done, because if we just leave it like this, it doesn't look like we really did much, or well, for the build anyways. And I feel like if we add like a partially done second floor, it kind of makes it look like there was an attempt by the settlers to do so. I don't know, that's just me. And let's break that. And I really need to add mending to that axe right there, because right now we've been letting it just slowly die, and it's probably going to get to the point where it's really costly to do so. So I need to do something for that, and I do that. Thank you. But I also still need to find a cheaper mending villager, because right now we still have a pretty expensive one, and it's not really that good for me, because I think it's like 30 emeralds for it, or like 20-ish I think, and that's still quite a bit of money, and I would rather save some money and not go bankrupt, because yeah, I need that money, or emeralds I guess. And we'll break you, that way we can easily place some of this. And let's see, did I place you correctly? Yes I did. And then we'll place that way it's sort of partially done. Place you here, add the attempt of a window, and then we can place you like that, and then we can place the log back. Man, I cannot speak. I was about to say black. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but still that's just really weird. Let's see, place you here, and we'll place one right here too, and we are out. Do I really want to make another crafting table? No, I do not, because I already have like 5 over here. There's like 1 in here, 9 in here. See, I just have several all around, So that's why I didn't want to do so. Because we are getting a bit out of hand with our workbenches. And let's go over here. It is about to turn nighttime, so we may want to get a hand on that. Break that real quickly. And we'll place you right here. Well, break that real quickly. That way we can place it. That. And then I believe we place you upside down. Place the glass. And then we place the log back. And then for this, should be really simple. Wrong already. Come on. Place you here, there, and then there. So then that's what we're going to do for the build so far. We may place some like scaffolding, so I'm going to figure out a neat design for that because I don't really know how to do scaffolding in Minecraft. I mean, I know mods have like some cool way of doing so, but for Minecraft I really don't know. So I think we may use like what was I gonna say? Fences and maybe slabs to do it, because right now I have no clue. And right now I'm going to quickly get started on building the other house, which is going to be a more wider version and not as lengthy build like this one, so it should be fine. That way it doesn't really intrude on the land over here. And yeah, so I'll be right back when I get a good bit of it done. This is what we have come up with, you guys. Hopefully you guys do like what we've done so far. I figured this is probably for the best in my opinion, while I think this one turned out way better than this one, because in my opinion this one is too perfect. I feel like builders would not allow a build that they're not done with to end that perfectly. I just feel like it's not right, and I think I liked what I did better with this house anyways, or well, whatever it's going to end up being. I feel like it turned out a lot better than this one. I just feel like the randomness kind of adds more to the uniqueness and just makes it fit more in the area than what that does. So I think off camera I plan on fiddling with that. That way it kind of fits the area, looks more like it didn't that it isn't fully finished. And yeah, so I think that's really it. Also, the plan is probably to complete this build and leave that build not complete. So I think the idea before completing this build though will be to add more buildings around the area. That way it kind of fits in, because if you have one complete build and one that isn't complete, I don't know, to me that just kind of seems weird in my opinion, and I think that wouldn't work. So we probably need to add a few more smaller buildings that are like of what we have over there in the dock / harbor. That way things will fit in. We need to add maybe like a fishing hut of that equivalent to this part right here to fulfill that spot. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the episode. Don't forget to tell me in the comment section below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and as always I shall see you guys next time. Bye bye, you guys.